All right, here we go. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's not, I don't know if it's embarrassing. It's just too funny not to be told. Anyway, so we all know about Lovefest. We know.
Well, why don't you explain it?
What, Lovefest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lovefest is like when people when there's groups of singers that go around and sing a song for somebody who bought a song for them or something.
On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's
It's like a
Day.
singing telegram.
Exactly, yes. So, I get up Tuesday, and I know somebody got me for Lovefest. I just had that pit feeling in my stomach. I'm like, oh, like somebody got me. So, straight up, I'm not ready to go to school anyway. So, I'm like, oh. So, I get up, and I just get out of the shower, and I hear my stepdad yelling, and I'm like, what's he yelling for? And then all of a sudden I smell skunk, and I'm like, oh no. And it turns out my dog got sprayed by a skunk. Like,
that's the worst.
Terrible.
That is the worst.
It's almost like the skunk went into the house and just sprayed it and left. It was bad. So anyway, I'm like, oh my God. So I told my mom, like, I'm not going to school. I'm not going to school smelling like this. She was like, oh my God, it's not going to smell. You're fine. Just hurry up and get out of the house real quick. Right then, I knew it was a lie. I knew she was lying to me. So I got dressed, hurried up, and so I got as soon as I got on the bus, before I even sat down, 3 people was like, dude. they're like, dude, you smell like a skunk. And I was like, oh, I know. Like, so I know. So I texted my mom, and I was like, Mom, like, people told me I smell like a skunk. Like, this is bad. She was like, oh, it's fine. She was like, I drowned myself with perfume this morning. It's fine. Just put some cologne or like extra deodorant on. I was like, God, Mom. It's like,
your mom was not helping you out.
Yeah, she was not letting me stay home at all. And so finally, I get into class, and my friend sits next to me, and he's like, and I'm like, dude, I smell like a skunk. And he's like, no, you don't, dude. And I said, just wait. Just wait for it. Just wait.
Just wait for it to taste you.
And so we were doing this quiz, and like 15 seconds later, my friend said, oh, dude, I smell. I was like, I'm telling you, man. And so finally, I went to the bathroom because our teacher wouldn't let us text in class. So I finally pleaded with my mom. She said, yeah, you're right, because my boss just told me I smell like skunk. she was like, man, we got to go pick up your little brother because the teacher said he smells like skunk. And then
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, and then she said, yeah, your stepdad's boss told him he smelled like skunk too. And so it was bad, it was terrible. And I got a younger stepbrother and older stepsister that goes here too, but they were in and out. Like as soon as they smelled it, they ran out. So they didn't smell like skunk whatsoever. They were
like out of the house.
Yeah, and it was my stepsister's birthday, so I was kind of hoping she would smell like skunk. Like deep down, because it's fun.
But she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So anyway,
her birthday is Valentine's Day. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So finally, right before I'm about to get picked up, I said, "Oh man, I'm not gonna get sung to, or maybe I didn't get picked. Who knows." So I was like, and my mom said she was on her way. She was like 5 minutes out. So I was like, God, yes. So I got back in class, finished my test real quick. I only had like one question left. It was like 9:30, 9:45, something like that. And all of a sudden, everything's quiet. We're all in the room, and we had a substitute there, and we heard a bunch of walking. It was like an army was coming to our door.
An army.
And we heard some people cry up close to the door, and we all heard, we all looked at each other and was like, oh man, like who's it gonna be? And they walked in there and said, is Christopher Dean in the room? And I was like, oh my God. I smell like skunk, I was like, all right, I hope they're not one of them groups that like get all up in your face, because they're gonna be like, oh, like that. And they were one of the groups that they got all up in your face. And they were all up. And I know when I got up, and as soon as it was over, I went back to sat down on my desk, and as soon as it was over, the teacher was like, "Oh, hey, you're getting picked up." So I know they smell. So I could tell. But the looks on their face, it was so sad. Like they were singing and they were trying to keep professional, like keep a straight face. But I know deep down, like their noses were like while they were singing, I was like, "Oh my God!" Like my face was, so red.
Yeah, I saw a video, and he's like sitting there, and he's like,
"Yeah, it was. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing."
Wait, who sung to you? Do you know?
It was like I don't know who sung. It was
Isn't that Moesha's group?
Yeah, it was that Mo girl. Yeah, and I know they smelled. skunk on me. But so then I finally got back home and I had to like wash the dog like all day. Had to give it like 5 baths. It sucked. But yeah, that's about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's my story, everybody.
Imagine if like some girl was like planning for Valentine's Day to ask you out, and she's like walks up to you to ask you out,
like,
and you smell like.
Oh,
She's like, hey,
She's like, oh, 3 steps.
never mind.
I can't.
that was bad. Everything that went wrong, that could have gone wrong, went wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, besides
Just
staying
in
in
time
school
for
all
the
day.
Lovefest.
Yeah, I mean,
Then you left.
I mean, as soon as I was done, I literally sat down, grabbed my pencil, and he was like, "Oh, hey, you're getting picked up." I was like, "Oh, okay." That sucked. But yeah, then we had to go pick up my stepbrother in the room, and the teacher like walked him out and was like, "Yeah, here you go." Like that.
Did she not have like a paperclip on her
No,
nose? Like,
she did.
please.
She was like, here. And my mom was trying to like play. She was like, I'm sorry. Like, and we all were in there. And we all sorry. Like
The whole family.
And so she tried, like the teacher tried to play it off. Deep down, the teacher's like, yeah, here you go. You know, just come back when like she told him.
Come
She
back when you're
didn't.
clean.
She didn't say come back tomorrow or see you tomorrow. She literally said come back when he smells better. Like that was just it.
Do you guys do tomato baths?
No.
How'd you get the smell off?
Well, the smell was on my. I mean, I took everything out of my backpack. I washed my backpack, washed the dog. We sprayed like this like skunk remover stuff all over the house, and it literally after doing all that all day, like from like 10 o'clock till like 7:30 at night, we did it all day. That's all we did, and from doing that, the smell finally left like 3 days later. And hey, that dog that got sprayed. If you get close enough to him, he still smells like skunk, and I mean that. And like I let him out the other day.
And you were like,
That was like 3 weeks ago. Wait.
that was forever, dude. Like he still smells like under his neck. I don't know, it's terrible. So I let him out the other day, and I saw a skunk on the corner of the thing. I was like, Cowboy, get over here right now. Cowboy, let's go like that. And he was like, I said, let's go. I was yelling at the top of my lungs, man. I was scared.
You're like, nope, not again.
I was 2 seconds away from just closing the door and just letting him do what he's got to do. But yeah, I didn't do it. He came in. Yeah.
Wow.
That's about it.
it's a good story.
That's a great story.
This is really funny.
That was funny, yeah.